Charlie. Good to see you. I'm going to tell you a story, okay? And this is why I would have to say it has been my saving grace and why I'm still alive, why I'm still walking, why I'm defying the odds. Even the neurologist said to me only last year, I can't understand how you're walking. On such a winter's day. My early childhood was from Granville, where I grew up, and I stayed there right up until after uni, actually. So I spent a good part of my life there in Granville and enjoyed all that it had to offer, which is quite multicultural back then. Mum was a stay-at-home mum, and Dad, he had a few jobs. He was a bit of a workaholic, which is where I got it from. He was a male nurse and also a mechanic. I went to the University of Western Sydney, which was known as Nepean College of Advanced Education. But it was the first degree that Australia ever offered in performance art. I was just really lucky that my mum saw an ad in the paper for the degree and said, you want to go to university? And I'd been doing plays since I was a kid. And she said, well, why don't you do something like this? So that was the main thing. I majored in singing. Yeah, so I did 3 years consistently in singing. And I did theatre and education as well. So when I left, I was very lucky. I landed a tour with a theatre and education company. After the theatre and education gig, things dried up, and I went for a few auditions, but I was quite intimidated, and I didn't have a lot of confidence within myself. So I sort of got a haircut and got a real job for quite a few years. I was working on reception at Twin Towns here up in Queensland, and the main act that was supposed to perform that night with Human Nature pulled out at the last minute, and so they ran downstairs and said, "Oh, we heard you're a singer. Do you want to do it?" And I went, "What?" So yeah, that was a big break, that one. So I went to Ayers Rock, like this is the universe being so kind. I went to Ayers Rock, I had 2 months of bliss. I sang for an hour and the rest of my time was my own, and I got paid a weekly wage just to do that every night in a beautiful cocktail bar in nice dresses and a grand piano. It's great. But then when I got to Sydney, instead of coming back up here, I'll see if I can get some work in Sydney now that I'm a bit more experienced and what have you. But I got to Sydney and then I started to get crook, and I noticed something was not right. And the thing that brought me into the hospital was I'd cough and I'd faint. And then the doctor said, you've got to go see a neurologist. And I went and saw the neurologist and he said, can you walk across the road? And I went, yeah. He said, well, that's Westmead Hospital. You actually have to go in now. Yeah, so it was a very sudden onset and a big shock. It's called idiopathic syringomyelia. Yeah, mouthful. Yeah, and it's a spinal disease. Unfortunately for me, it's quite extensive. They're normally about 4 centimetres, but mine's like the full length. So yeah, the prognosis at the time was pretty scary. The recovery was quite long. So I moved back up here and was living in a caravan park at the time because I was single and there was no money really. And so it was lovely in a way because it was, by the beach and it was pretty casual lifestyle. So I had a slow recovery in the sense that I just had to do all the right things to get myself on top of the condition and what have you. I have physio every day. I have to do a lot of work on myself as well, to bring about the best of health that I can do under the circumstances. Back in 2006, so I hadn't been out of recovery too long, probably about 5 years or something like that. And I was teaching from home, teaching singing from home, because that was easy and physically, a way to go. And I noticed all these women dropping their kids off, having singing lessons, and I'm thinking, well, it's the mothers that want the lessons, I can tell, So I thought I'll start a group for the mothers and just a singing group. So that's how it started, in the lounge room, with about three women, a couple of friends and one person that was, heard about it, and then it just kept growing, and that's like 17 years now.
I think she's very inspirational, and like you say, with her physical problems, very inspirational, and we love it that keeps coming back, because we don't want her to stop. So it's been fantastic. Yeah.
Right, I'm not seeing really distinct sections, so
I live in Bracken Ridge, which is on the north side of Brisbane, so I travel 100 kilometres to come down. Pam happens to be my sister-in-law, so we're sort of a little bundle, and that works out well for us, because I can come down and get a weekend on the Gold Coast every time I come down as well. Yeah. But it's been good. The camaraderie's been terrific as well.
I think that it's the communal thing, It's a sisterhood. It sounds really weird, but it definitely is, and get a lot from it.
Yeah.
All the ladies are lovely. Andrew's extraordinary. She's a good teacher.
Yes, yeah.
We might get them to clap it softly.
Yes, there's no question that she's very inspirational. Her daily physical challenges, we're all aware of those. So for her just to turn up sometimes, we know, is a big effort.
It's like a big family, and everyone cares about everyone else, and the ethos is, it's not about the end result, it's about the process and the relationships and experiences that we have when we're having a session. And, I think because my prognosis was I'd be lucky to live past 46, right? So I'm 57 now. So every birthday is big for me. Like, it's, wow, I've got another year on the planet, So this one I wanted to do a show. I'm a hard-headed woman. You better hear what I said. Did I scare you? Well, I won't let you hurt me. So get out of my way. Move on out. Oh, thank you very much. Thank Jose. After the birthday celebrations, I was just really happy that I did it. I don't know if I'll ever do that again. I just was happy that it was a lovely afternoon, and I got to have some fun. People had a laugh and had a drink and what have you. So, yeah. So I think I don't want to be seen as someone with a disability. I just move differently through the world. So it's a diffability. That's a wrap.
Yeah.
Hallelujah. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, no, thank you. Thank you.
Oh, that's all right. Thanks.
Yeah, allowing us to, tell your story.
Unravel me with these difficult questions.